Hello, this is my health communication final presentation entitled HIV Stigma Reduction via Social Media Influencer Marketing Interventions. Are influencers all hype? Going into my introduction, this project is centered around the emergence of social media and the incorporation of influencer marketing as powerful tools for health communication, particularly in the context of HIV stigma reduction. And I believe that this form of intervention would be beneficial and pertinent to study because social media um, crosses geographic barriers and is able to reach a larger population at the same time. And this research also explores the role of influencer marketing in HIV stigma reduction efforts, evaluating whether influencers serve as meaningful change agents or simply as hype in a digital health communication landscape. And I am particularly interested in this topic because I work in the public health sector, particularly in HIV and HIV stigma reduction. So I wanted to incorporate this into my master's and research. Going into the introduction of my research, HIV, which is human immunodeficiency virus, is a virus that attacks the body's white blood cells and therefore weakens the immune system. And the World Health Organization reported that by the end of 2023, approximately 39.9 million people were living with HIV, with 65% of cases concentrated within the African region. And so, in response to this, the United States launched the Ending the Epidemic HIV Epidemic Initiative, EHE, in 2019, and its goal is to allocate resources to be able to potentially and hopefully end the HIV epidemic in the United States by 2030. My research questions for this project is one, how effective are social media marketing campaigns that incorporate social media influencers in reducing HIV-related stigma? And two, how does tailored HIV stigma reducing content impact underserved communities in the Southern United States? Going into my literature review, I centered it primarily around three focus points. The first one is the use of social media platforms to be able to enhance the reach and impact of health campaigns. I think that in the modern world, social media is kind of emerging not so much more as a trend, but something that is here to stay and should be incorporated into communication efforts as well as marketing efforts, especially in the realm of health. People are very quick to look towards the internet and social media platforms to uh, get health information and connect with others through via for health related concerns. So if we use this channel as a platform to create meaningful education that is true and reliable, we are going to be able to reach a large population. Number two is the importance of tailored content to the target audience. I think that in the saturated world of social media, we have to be able to get people's attention. There's a study that showed that there are essentially 8 seconds for a company or ideal to get someone's attention. And if you don't get their attention, they're going to just scroll on to the next thing. So being able to capture the attention span in a very short amount of time is the ultimate goal, and having tailored content is going to be the best approach to be able to do that. And so be able to do that, we need to be able to understand who our target audience is, what they are wanting to look for, and how to reach them in the best way possible. And number three is addressing theories to explain why influencer marketing can significantly increase or enhance the credibility of health communications. So some of the ones that I drew on were communication theory of identity, communication theory of stigma management, influencer marketing, and social learning theory. So going into communication theory of identity, if we understand how people are taking information and internalizing it, we will be able to reach them at a greater level, potentially in the form of ethos, and kind of get through them through a place that they can relate to the content. Communication theory of stigma management explains how stigma is transcribed through communication as well as how people manage it. And so for this theory helps us understand how people internalize stigma to be able to then change the narrative and destigmatize topics, especially HIV, and which is in this research, HIV and HIV stigma reduction. The next one is influencer marketing, which is the main one, which my research is centered around, which entails that a certain person or people have the power to influence others, whether positive or negative. So we need to be able to control what the information is that's being relayed that we potentially want to inhabit behavior change. So if one person can influence other people, it kind of goes into a domino effect of changing that certain behavior or opinion. And the next one is social learning theory, which kind of ties into influencer marketing, which shows that people learn through the actions of others. So having role models and having good people that can start change and instigate the change is the way that many people also have that click in their brain to be able to follow in their footsteps. So those are the four communication theories that I based my research on and further enhanced my literature. Going into the methods of my project, I first had to find and contact a local ending the HIV epidemic program located in San Antonio, Texas, primarily Bexar County. So I contacted them to ask if they wanted to partner in research and were open to having and incorporating social media marketing into their marketing efforts for their program, which offers free services to people who are looking to get HIV tested and also get those who test HIV positive into care. Second was after getting the program to agree, we together had to find a social media influencer to partner with, and our qualifications for this individual was one, they have lived experience, and two, they have an existing following aligned with the target demographic. And that's definitely important because in the realm of social media influencers, the in reference to your target audience, if you find someone who already has followers that are in your target audience, that's half the battle. So you are already reaching those people by partnering with that influencer. So after getting an influencer, our campaign deliverables that we agreed on with the influencer who is going to be named for research purposes as Star were a series of 12 reels or short form videos that were to be posted to Facebook and Instagram, both on the EHG program social media and STAR social media. And it would run over 6 months with a mix of organic content and paid promotion via MetaSuites. And we were going to be using paid targeting through demographics, which would be aimed at Gen Z individuals aged 18 to 28 years old in the San Antonio Bexar County region, and then more zoomed in at marginalized zip codes, which were provided by the HE program. So the results of this, which were measured via 6 months prior to starting the campaign, the demographics and the data of that versus the demographics and data that were gathered for during the whole 6 months of the campaign. And we measured reach and clients served. So average organic reach prior to our campaign were approximately 18,500 users. And during our 6 month campaign, we we increased to 42,300 users, which is reflecting an increase of 128.6%. And the clients served in the 6 months prior were approximately 154, which grew to 238 with a 54.5% increase. So the discussion in relation to our results are that our campaign reinforced the growing body of research that social media influencers are not simply all hype, but rather advocates for a powerful voice and platform that can be utilized to aid in HIV-related stigma reduction. So influencers are not just all hype, they can have an impact. And so with that, their ability to foster trust, authenticity, and relatability, influencers put, can essentially serve as cultural brokers who can bridge public health messages with audience values and lived experiences to be able to reach our goal of educating the community on HIV and destigmatizing HIV. So we saw that there are measurable increases in both organic reach and client intake, and we have demonstrated that influencers, when intentionally selected and paired with relevant, culturally grounded content, can significantly enhance the effectiveness of public health communication. So, in conclusion and moving forward, social media marketing can be a viable strategy for reducing HIV-related stigma, given the right influencer and the target audience. And it would be insightful to look at other public health strategies and see how influencer marketing can impact those and bring about greater education in those areas as well. So, as digital spaces continue to shape how health information is consumed and shared, I think that integrating influencers into future stigma reduction initiatives may serve as a powerful tool. And thus, considering these implications, it modernizes HIV communication efforts to be able to leverage HIV destigmatization through social media and influencer marketing in the fight against HIV stigma. And this is the end of my presentation. Thank you.